What a weekend we have in our town. This weekend, the Cincinnati Pops will do their Star Wars Spectacular Saturday and Sunday, part of our Blossom Festival at Blossom. And on the Celebrity Hotline this morning, the guy that created C3PO that we've all enjoyed so much, Anthony Daniels, sir, joins us. Sir, I know you're busy getting ready for the performances this weekend. I greatly appreciate your time this morning. It's good to have you on.
It's a real pleasure, Bill. I came in from London last night, and I'm sitting here with my script trying to learn the words.
Anthony, let's talk about C3PO and some history. In reading how the character was developed and you and Lucas, I was fascinated. This was not at first a marriage made in heaven. Would that be fair to say?
Yes. I think a lot of the fans know that I originally refused to even go and meet George to even discuss being in his movie because I wasn't impressed at being suggested for the role of a robot in a low-budget sci-fi movie.
You know, I was thinking this morning, there are so many movies that have had computer-generated animated characters. You created a character where now people try and match their voices to what the computer does. Your ability to create that character was spectacular.
Well, Bill, I knew I'd be happy on your show. Thank you very much for saying
sincerely.
that. Of course, we did it so long ago that computer animation didn't really exist.
Anthony, what will we experience this weekend? Because I use the word experience because whenever you say Star Wars, that's what it's all about, right?
Well, what it is Eric Kunzel, Maestro Eric Kunzel, has put together pieces of music from each of the movies in sequence. So Episode 1, the Phantom Menace, I think, right through to Return of the Jedi. And what we did together is write a script around those bits where I, without using any kind of safety devices whatsoever, tell the whole story of Star Wars within the approximately 2 hours of the concert. So for anybody who isn't quite sure who's who or what's what, they can come along and not feel too stupid because it took me a while to work it all out.
Anthony, Star Wars has truly become a part of our culture. Do you pinch yourself once in a while?
Oh, frequently. And, you know, I was just at the premiere in London. We had the world premiere in Cannes in France. And then I flew back the next day, and there I was on a balcony waving at all the crowds. And it is in a square that I regularly walk through when I'm not, being in the movies. And I stood there thinking I could be one of those people walking through the square now, staring up at this balcony, and having somebody else wave at me because I wasn't C3PO and he was. And then I pinched myself. And I'd actually already pinched myself in France at the spectacular opening of the show that we did there, the premiere, where it suddenly felt very special. And, I didn't want to be in the movie in the first place, but now I am the only actor to be in all 6 movies. And I had the first line of the very first film you ever saw, and I had the last line of the most recent and final film. So, in spite of me, it all kind of worked out.
I did not. You're right. It began with you and ends with you.
It begins with me saying, did you hear that? They shut down the main reactor. Will be destroyed for sure. And so on. And then, of course, anybody who's seen Revenge of the Sith, the last line of the movie is, oh, no. Poor old 3PO. He has a terrible time. So when people come to the concert on Saturday or Sunday, and I hope they will come dressed up, I got to tell you, I won't be there dressed up as 3PO because it's very, very difficult to do that. But I will be wearing my little homage to him, a rather outrageous gold jacket, which I think is just the thing for Blossom.
Fabulous.
But I'm hoping people will come as their favorite character, whether it's Yoda or Darth Vader or even Jar Jar Binks or Princess Leia. The choice is yours. There's so many characters. And bring your lightsaber. You have something to wave around in time to the music.
Oh, this is spectacular.
What is great is that people who come know probably far, far more about these movies than I ever will, or indeed I ever would want to know. And they can fill in all the bits that I don't say because, they know it. They recognize it. It will bring back the movies in their minds in a rather exciting way, I think.
Anthony Daniels is with me, C3PO. The concert on Saturday starts at 8. Sunday, it's at 7. A spectacular experience, a night for you, big fireworks show afterwards. And we talk about Star Wars and a part of our culture. It dawned on me in watching the last 3, my son, who is 14 now, was along with me, and I looked over at him and thought, I was little about his age when this all started. It's been amazing for all of us.
It's an extraordinary phenomenon, and it really is a phenomenon because, as you suggest, all age groups are involved. It's even bigger than sort of supporting your favorite football team. This has gone round the world. 14-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 80-year-olds all share the same excitement. And George very cleverly, I think, geared the more recent films to people of a younger audience. So they had something to latch on, just as you and I did many years ago now. And how wonderful for you to be able to share this with your son and have this common interest that's really good, really fine, full of all sorts of good stuff, including, of course, the music by John Williams. And, you'll come along and hum bits of it. Other bits you might not be so familiar with, because when you watch the movie, of course, you're looking at those images, and the music somehow slightly goes to the back of your thoughts. But here at Blossom, it will be very much to the forefront there. And to see an orchestra doing it live is magic.
We're looking forward to it. Hey, finally, I got to ask you, did you ever call somebody and just leave a message, hey, it's C3PO, call back?
Even worse than that, and I really had my comeuppance a couple of times, but very recently I recorded an answering machine as C3PO for a friend. And, of course, the other day I rang him and got me, and I just was very irritated. And I started saying on his message, no, I don't know who that was, but it was an imposter. This is the real C3PO. And he loved it. But I have to be very careful. That character can haunt me if I'm not careful. And one of the magic things about, doing this concert is it's almost the movies, but not quite the movies, and it sort of joins with a live audience, and I love that. And I want people to come along and have a laugh, because the music is beautiful and serious and crafted, but I intend to have fun myself, and I want the audience to have fun and join in. And you have to realize that since I pretty much wrote the script, there is a slight bias in it towards a certain gold character, who obviously is the main point of the whole film, from my point of view. So I aim to tease the audience a little, and I hope they join in.
What a
come
delight.
in costume. What will you come as?
It will be a blast, probably Sunday. The concert on Saturday is at 8, and the Sunday show is at 7. Again, fireworks afterwards. It'll be a great experience. As Anthony said, get your Star Wars saber, the lightsaber out, and be ready for a great weekend.
And anybody who comes dressed as C3PO, come round to the stage door and meet me afterwards. We'll take a photo. Okay. I dare you.
Cincinnati Pop Star Wars Spectacular Concert at Blossom this weekend. Anthony, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for all the great memories and all the great part of our culture we have with Star Wars.
And thanks to all the audiences and fans, whether they're 14 or upwards, for employing me all these years. I am very grateful.
Take care, my friend. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Anthony Daniels, C3PO. Of all the people I've talked to over the years, he's now in my top 5. C3PO.